So it is now my turn to give my official thoughts on Joker 2. Oh, Joker 2, man. It was something. It was something. And the title of this video is going to be probably was Joker 2 trash? And let me answer that in the beginning of the video. Okay, so is Joker 2 Folie, whatever that shit called, Joker 2, is it trash? Yes, it is absolutely trash. But I look at it being trash way different from some other people thinking it's trash. Some people just think the movie was completely shitty through and through. I don't think that. I think 50% of the movie was fucking, I would say great. It was good as fuck. 50%. Another 50% of the movie was fucking terrible. It was fucking horrible. It was fucking disgusting. It was fucking disrespectful. It was fucking embarrassing. And I'm gonna go on to my thoughts about the whole Joker 2 because I got some thoughts about it. So, Joker 2. It starts, the whole movie is based on the first movie where, you know, Arthur, he's in jail now, and he's like, the jail is kind of like a mental facility, and they're still trying a little bit to touch on mental health, not as deep as they did in the first one, where I thought it was excellent. I'm actually in a program where we work on mental health, and we watched Joker 1 on Thursday, and how in-depth Todd Phillips was with going in with Arthur's mental health, and how he was losing his mind, and there's no way that this nigga can be sane. And it was an excellent demonstration on mental health and how Arthur can be like anyone on the fucking street that's having a bad fucking day, and with people fucking with him and shit. But this movie has a little bit of that, not too much like the first one. This one, I'll say more is like showing that Arthur is human, even though this Joker is based on like reality, a more realistic portrayal of a Joker. But you see in like towards the end, his human side comes out. But so he's in like the prison, the mental facility, and you know he's not as cheerful as he was, even though it wasn't really cheerful. It's still debatable if the whole laughing shit is an actual disease or not, because I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit, but in like the later half of the film, the girl that Arthur was stalking and pretending was having imaginations that he had a relationship in the first movie, was saying that she had conversations with this nigga Arthur's mom, and she was lying to him about a whole bunch of shit, especially the thing about making people smile, which is the whole foundation of Arthur's character. And she was just doing some fucked up shit. His mom was fucked up. You knew this from the first movie, his mom was fucked up. But it got like extra deep, and like, how is this person, how did you even come back, and how this nigga, why did you even come back to have this nigga in your life? Why are you sleeping in a one bedroom with your adopted son that you molested and was fucking beaten and shit? And then you tell your neighbors that you're lying about this nigga's whole, you know, foundation of a character and his whole life journey and what he thought was the right thing to do. And it shows through this movie that Arthur is a very gullible person, even though it's like a lot of this shit. But let me go back. So he's in a mental facility, and he goes by this, this music. I don't know if it's a class or a course with other people with mental health, and he runs past Lady Gaga's character, Harley Quinn, or Lee Quinzel. But we know it's Harley Quinn. Another thing I don't like about this fucking movie is Lady Gaga's Harley Quinn. I don't like it. I'm not going to say Lady Gaga is the reason why I don't like the Harley Quinn of this movie. I think it more goes towards the writing of Todd Phillips towards Harley Quinn. He does not feel like a Harley Quinn. It's a different time now, so now they have flipped it to where Joker is not the manipulator, she's the manipulator, and she's doing a bunch of lying and shit. And like I said earlier about Arthur being gullible, she was lying in this nigga face, and she was still lying, and a normal person would know these fucking lies in an instant, but Arthur is a gullible person. And the whole thing about the first movie was I wouldn't say he wanted to be acknowledged, but he wanted to be seen by people. That's why he shot, Murray, because he said, like, if it was me, you'll walk right past me. But so Lady Gaga comes in the fold, and this one shit started getting a little trash, extra trash. She fucking burns down the fucking place. It's like, nigga, why do they have lighters in a mental fucking facility? Have no idea. She burns the shit down, and then they go to the fucking musical. The fucking musicals. The 50% I said was fucking terrible was the fucking musicals. All of it. I hate it all. I'm gonna be honest. You take the musical out and focus more on the story they was trying to tell, this would be a good movie. The musicals don't fit in with the movie. It's either, bruh, make a musical or make a not even a drama film. Make a drama film. So they're running through the Arkham Hospital, and they're singing, doing a musical and shit. And let me tell you something. If you watch the trailers, a lot of this shit that you see in the trailers, they're like, oh, this shit is cool. It doesn't happen in reality. It happens in Arthur's mind, which, like, fuck. He doesn't kill a single person in this film. He doesn't do anything devious in this film. I understand the concept of that, but it would have been great storytelling for this if you did not have the musicals fucking up every scene. Like, constantly. When I say 50% of this movie was fucking good, and 50% of it was terrible, that would probably make it like mid. But no, it's bad because the good shit always get halted, and then you instantly, it takes you out of the whole movie when these fucking musicals come on. And it's like, bruh, like, it was a serious scene. Like the interview in the first movie. They had an interview with Arthur in the hospital. And he's asking him, like, the similar questions that Murray was asking him. And basically Arthur was like, no, I didn't have an agenda or something. Like, it was a lot. It was very deep. It was like, he wasn't trying to, like, fake what it was, because the whole thing, the lawyer was trying to make it seem like Arthur and the Joker are two different persons, and it's multiple personality disorder. And that is basically the concept of the movie, to where people in the movie and during this trial thinks that either he actually is fucked up with mental health, and he does have like a personality disorder, or it's bullshit and it's just him in general. Yeah, anybody that sees Arthur Fleck knows that he has mental health. Anybody that don't think he has problems with his mental health is fucking insane, and it's unbelievable. Just look at him. He is on the brink of losing his mind. But it was just great scene with the interview, to where the dude was acting like, who is it now? Can I talk to, you know, Arthur or the Joker? And then he goes into another musical, and I'm like, in the middle of the interview, he goes into a motherfucking musical, and it's like, damn, I hate it. Also, another great scene. This scene, bruh, was, oh. That's why this movie, I would say one thing. This movie had potential to be a fantastic movie. They had it. They had potential to make a fantastic movie. If they would have just focused on the trial, if this would have been a movie about Arthur Fleck's trial, just individually without the musical, just focus on the trial, this would have been a fucking great movie. If they would have added more and focused on it like a trial. But so I said earlier how the girl that Arthur was stalking, she fucking brutalized this nigga on a stand. It was nuts. Like, his mom was a piece of shit. Like, there's no denying it. Like, she hated Arthur's guts. So Arthur feels like Arthur feels that the lawyer is not doing good enough, and a concept of the movie is everybody around Arthur is using him. And also, I say there's multiple themes throughout this movie. There's Arthur being gullible. There is, Arthur being manipulated. And the most important one is the symbol of Joker. It is the focus of the symbol of Joker, not Arthur himself, was an actual theme in this movie. So he fires her, and she's trying to tell him, like, everybody around you, these people, Harley, all these people around you, they're there for Joker, not Arthur. They can care less about Joker. They're only there. It's like, it's great, you started this revolution, but it doesn't end with you. So he fires her. He goes full Ted Bundy. To where he hires himself as an attorney for him to go against Two-Face in the case. It's like, damn. I was like, damn. And then they get into some deep shit. It was the scene with Puddles. I know this is everybody's favorite part of the movie, and it was amazing. It was amazing. And I low-key want to go in depth with this Puddle scene, because it got to me. It got to me. It got to me, and I started low-key getting emotional about this shit because it was fucking fantastic. So Puddles is the guy, the small guy from the first movie that was Arthur's friend, and Arthur kills the two dudes that was bullying them, and he tells them, like, you were the only friend I ever had, and he lets him go. So now Puddles is on the stand, which automatically thinks, like, this motherfucker is slimy. He's slimy and he's betraying Arthur. But no, after the scene, I completely threw that shit out the window. This was fantastic. Puddles goes on the stand and testifies against Arthur, and there's this whole back and forth thing that I love, to where Arthur, the Joker, he's trying to justify him killing the two dudes because they were bullies and they used to fuck with them all the time. And Puddles is like, no, even though they did do this to me, they did not deserve to die. And he said, I felt helpless, and I've always been short, but I felt short and hopeless as ever in that day because I couldn't do anything about that. That's why he's like, you were my only friend. This shit was some deep ass shit. I loved it. And Arthur, he started getting emotional about it because it's this whole thing about, okay, the thing with this is, okay, this movie, certain points, reminds me a lot of My Hero Academia. You know, niggas like My Hero Academia. Well, how the fuck? Because in this movie, Arthur is displaying a childlike being. I don't know if he's intentionally, I'm talking about intentionally in the movie, acting like a child for Joker, because in a certain point when he get in the clown makeup, he start acting like a child. And at a certain point in My Hero Academia, and during the beginning, who did All Might say fits the description of a man-child that acts, that acts childish? It was Shigaraki. And a lot of this reminds me of Shigaraki. A lot of Joaquin Phoenix Joker reminds me of Shigaraki, even though Shigaraki's path was different than the Joker's. He will ultimately, like, even though he was manipulated, but he ultimately wanted to be a bad guy. Where Arthur was just, he was mentally ill and he was misunderstood. Well, according to this movie, in the first movie, he embodied the Joker, which also a lot of people has been complaining about, like, this shit is not consistent. This shit is, this shit is not the same Arthur as it was in the first movie. But I am a hard fan for, character development. Arthur in this movie is trying to develop his character, and I get it. I can't be mad at that. But why I say it reminds me of My Hero Academia is the Shigaraki thing with, with the Joker. And also All Might said something to Shigaraki where, this is the same conversation, by the way, where Shigaraki like makes up a backstory and he's like trying to justify what he's doing, and All Might tells him, like, every villain has the same spill, to where they always try to make what they do righteous, and not all the time everything is righteous or needs to be righteous. And that was the argument I got from this one with Puddles and the Joker, because Puddles is like, there's two different things. This is why I love, the Batman and Joker dynamic, or Batman and a villain that wants revenge. Batman is a person that been through a lot of stuff in life. His mom and father died right in front of him, and even though he gets revenge from that, he doesn't kill them, and that sets the foundation of Batman's character, to where, I don't have to kill for me to get revenge. I can fight crime and do good for the people, to where I can do good, which is the opposite Joker. Where Joker, most of the time, comic book accurate Joker, he is a person that just likes to do bad shit. And hatred inside of him makes him do bad shit. And also, if you count the backstory, which is, is either canon or not canon. He went through a lot of shit with the Red Hood and him getting bullied and a lot of this shit to where his hatred and the toxic waste and all that, to where his hatred manifested the Joker, which is a big part of this movie. So the scene with Puddles was excellent. Then Arthur gets emotional, but then we get the worst musical out of the whole movie, to where I was like, nigga, I wanted to walk out after this. After this excellent scene, Arthur start imagining a musical where he's fucking tap dancing and shit with fucking Lady Gaga sing. I'm like, I don't want to see this. Keep the good shit going. I don't want to see this at all. I hate every single musical scene in this movie. Please, I hope they make a cut where there is no musical scenes and it's all seriousness. I would like the movie 10 times more if they did that. Oh, but we move on. So after that, Arthur goes back to the facility before, because he's still on trial. But on TV, he was disrespecting the guards on the in the trial. When they get back, they're not happy about that, so they beat the shit out of him. And a little disturbing, but I don't know what actually happened. It is implied that Arthur was implying that they were about to like molest and R him. I don't know, because they quickly turned it from that, and some of his supporters was like cheering, and they killed one of the dudes that was helping him, that was supporting Arthur. So then Arthur, next time in trial, he's like, man, I'm sick of this shit. Like, no, I don't have multiple personalities. I'm not the Joker. I am just Arthur. And the theme of the movie, the main theme of the movie was the symbol of the Joker, not Arthur Fleck. So when he does that, all of his supporters start working out. Lady Gaga included, Harley Quinn. So during the trial, Arthur is getting sentenced. He's getting sentenced to go through the death penalty. Somebody blows up the courtroom. We still have no idea who it was. We have no idea who the fuck blew this shit up. But there are still remnants of supporters with him. So they try to make Arthur escape, but Arthur runs away. I did not understand that shit at all. Why the fuck? He gets out and he runs away. And he sees Harley Quinn, and he wants to, be with Harley Quinn, but Harley Quinn, the fucking bitch that she is, she's been manipulating him this whole time. She never cared about Arthur, and this was a lot of his supporters, which was Harley Quinn, his biggest fan. Harley Quinn is the representation of every single Joker fan out there in the movie, where they believe in the symbol of the Joker. They believe in the rogueness and the fucking, I'm going against authority, fuck all this shit type shit, and we need to be noticed too type shit. Like, when he gave it up, they stopped believing in him. And Harley Quinn stopped believing in him, and she confirmed that she'd been lying about all this shit the whole time. And she never cared about Arthur. She only cared about the Joker, which was contradictory in the beginning, because she said she was all about Arthur, which I do like that. That shit was interesting. And then they go to another musical, and I fucking hated it. So that was cool. And then in the end, the most controversial shit. The most controversial of controversial shits happened. So in the beginning of the movie, there's this dude lurking around at Arthur, like in the beginning of the movie, where he just didn't like this nigga. I still don't understand why he never liked this nigga. The argument could be made that because he was a follower of the Joker and he gave up, but that wouldn't make sense because Arthur was still portraying the fucking Joker before, you know, he's not like this nigga. But you could also make the argument that Arthur had given up the Joker shit in the beginning of the movie because the guards say, like, man, you're not making jokes and shit anymore. What happened, Arthur? Where he probably just gave up the mantle and Harley Quinn sparked whatever he had left in the movie. But in the end, the guards tell him to go back. He got a visitor. The dude that I said that was in the beginning of the movie, Hayden, he goes up and he tells Arthur like a joke and he says, you fucking get what you deserve. And he stabs the absolute shit out this nigga. And Arthur dies and he's cutting a smile on his face like Heath Ledger's Joker. And the instant thought I was like, is this Heath Ledger's Joker? And I was like, no, it can't be possible because the shit is in the 80s. It makes no sense. Then I was thought, like, did he die? I don't think that's happening. I think he did take the mantle of Joker. And also I thought, is he the fucking, you know, Matt Reeves Joker? To where he got some fucked up shit on his face too. Like, could that be? But I have no idea. And we probably will never know. Because Todd Phillips has already revealed that he's not doing this shit no more. And it's probably for the best, because this shit was trash. It was trash. The fucking, if I would have gave it like a rating, I'd give it like a 5 out of 10. A 5 or a 4 out of 10. Just off the musical shit. It was horrible. And it was long. It was long. Musicals. The one after the puddle shit was fucking so long, I lost interest in the movie. To where I started looking at my phone. I was so pissed off about it. But let me know how you feel about the Joker 2. I don't like the musicals. I don't like Harley Quinn. And I do not like the ending. It's too open-ended that we'll never get a conclusion for it unless we wait like 30 fucking years. But thanks everybody for watching. Let me know how you feel. Like and comment and subscribe. I'm out.